Graham wants me to spend a couple of days at the beginning to orient you to the project, but afterward, I'll return here to my office, far, far away. That should put your mind at rest." He ran a hand through his hair. "For God's sake, I'm not making you a prisoner. Go home whenever you need to. But I want you to give this job 110%, or nothing." He sat up, back straight, arms folded, eyes glittering with challenge. "Do I make you nervous, Annalise?" "Of course not." Her reply was commendably quick, but lamentably false. "I'm just not sure if I have the time to fit you into my schedule." Annalise didn't need the money, but the cachet of having her name on this massive undertaking would take her business and reputation to a whole new level. She was ambitious, damn it. Sam might not think of her as anything more than a family friend, but professionally, he had her pegged. He took her hand and drew her to her feet, cradling her loosely in the V of his legs. "Make time, Annalise," he said, his gaze locking onto hers like a charlatan preparing to hypnotize an unwary victim. "You know you want to." Sam was overplaying his hand. Sexual nuance was not his normal mode of doing business. But the God's honest truth was, Annalise made him nervous. He'd hurt her badly 7 years ago, when she'd had a big crush on him. And though he'd like to believe that was water under the bridge, the wariness in her sooty-lashed, pale blue eyes was unmistakable. The adoration she'd showered him with so long ago had changed into fury the instant he'd rejected her, and she had never forgiven him. The reluctant attraction he battled even now had simmered back then. He'd never been able to forget what happened, and though he'd tried on several occasions to apologize over the years, Annalise shut him down time and again until he finally gave up and avoided her as much as possible. She did likewise. But like a stubborn splinter beneath the skin, he couldn't seem to extract her from his life and his thoughts. So when his grandparents insisted he offer the job to Annalise, he'd relished the opportunity to get her alone, to invite her to his office, to see her face to face. The color of her irises was unusual for a woman with hair so dark and glossy. But then again, most everything about Annalise Wolff was extraordinary. Tall and slim and infinitely confident, her striking looks could have made her a runway model or a film star. She carried herself with a boldness that did nothing to minimize her intense femininity. For a split second, Sam allowed himself to imagine all that boundless energy and subtle sexual aggression in his bed. His sex hardened to the point of pain. This was why he normally kept a healthy distance. He didn't want to think of her that way. Cursing his own stupidity, he set her aside and put the desk between them. "I can't give you long to make up your mind. Graham wanted you because of the work you did on the president's home at UVA. She and my grandfather attended the reception that showcased the renovations there, and they were both very impressed with your work. But if you don't have the time, just say so." Annalise folded her arms beneath her breasts. The soft red sweater she wore delineated her modest curves and her narrow waist. Sam had big hands, and it was not a far stretch to imagine himself lifting her and spreading her legs and... oh, hell. She tilted her chin upward, nose in the air. "You'd like that, wouldn't you? But sorry, Sam Ely. I guess you're stuck with me. If your grandmother wants me to do this project, I'm in." The jolt of joy that stabbed through his chest was a surprise. Did he really want an excuse to spend time with the prickly, stubborn Annalise Wolff?